welcome back to By Myself But Not Alone. This is episode 11, Charlotte, North Carolina. Now these videos seem to keep getting longer and longer, and when I sat down to put the North Carolina episode together, I realized how much data I had acquired from this show. It almost seemed like maybe there was too much, and I thought about it for a minute, and it hit me pretty quickly. I don't think there can be too much. When I set out at the beginning of this whole adventure, the end goal was to get out there and meet as many Metallica fans as I could possibly meet with my black ticket. And now that it's all over, to possess what seems like it could possibly be an excess of data, now that's a good problem to have. It means that I accomplished exactly what I set out to do. I appreciate everyone who gave me their time throughout this tour, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So there's really only two ways I could shorten these videos, and one would be for me to shut up, and I really don't know that that's possible. The other one would be to eliminate some people that gave me their time, and I'm not about to do that. So I'm just warning you, these videos might get a little lengthy at times, but I appreciate the fact that you're here sharing it with me. Okay, so where were we? At the end of the last episode, John and I said goodbye to our friends Jordan and Ryan. We jumped in our cars and we headed out of town. Now just before we hit the interstate, we had one more stop to make. We pulled into the Altoona Railroad Museum, and I headed to the gift shop. I needed postcards. Now the only bad thing about sending postcards to your friends is at times it gets very hard to find them. Museums are almost always a sure bet. They always have gift shops, and that's a good place to find postcards. But the bad thing is you get in there to get the postcards at the museum, you see that sign that says tour $5 or $10. You look around and you realize you're in a really cool place. I wanted to take the tour. John wanted to take the tour, but we needed to get to North Carolina, so we got out of there pretty quickly because if we'd have stayed any longer, we were going to take the tour. We hit a gas station to top off our tanks. We jumped on the highway and headed for Charlotte. It was a long drive, but it was a really nice drive. We had awesome scenery, great weather. There were a couple spots of road construction, but other than that, it was a pretty smooth sail. We made it to Charlotte in really good time. We found the hotel, got checked in, took our stuff in, got ready, and headed down to the pre-party. The party was at a bar called Sanctuary. Josh and Stephanie and the members of Creeping Carolinas put the event together, and they did a fine job. The event was a success. The place was packed. I met a ton of cool people. I got some good interviews. So I was standing there at the bar with my friend Wally. All along we had said, man, we got to have a drink. We got to have a drink, and this was our opportunity. So we ordered our Jack and Coke. While we were waiting for our drinks, Wally introduced me to his friend Russell Moore, who was sitting right next to where we were standing. Russell's one of the two artists that did a poster for the Charlotte show. Squindo did one. He wasn't there. I didn't see him there. He's a pretty elusive fellow. But Russell Moore was there. He did the other poster, and it was a pleasure to meet him. So we got our drinks, and we were going to head outside to the patio. Right when we turned around, this guy says, "Mike, you don't know me, but I know you. I love your channel. My name's Brett." He seemed really excited, and I was pretty excited because I knew who it was. I looked at him and I said, "Is it Milan or Milan?" And he said, "It's Milan. How did you know that?" And I laughed. I said, "Man, I've only got like 150 subscribers on my channel, and you're one of them. I appreciate it. Let's go outside and do an interview." So we headed outside. I threw my questions at him. We had fun doing this interview, and I met quite a few other people out there, and we did the same thing. We stayed for a couple hours, and we didn't want to stay all night because we knew how early we planned on getting up. We headed back to the hotel. We dropped Wally off at his hotel. Then we went to John's and hit the sack. So we got up bright and early the next morning, got ready, headed down to the arena. We were pretty close. The hotel was right down the road from the arena. The arena was the Spectrum Center where the Charlotte Hornets play. It's a really nice place. I dropped John off and I headed out to find the nearest McDonald's. The hotel coffee was good, but nowhere near as good as McDonald's coffee. When I got back to the arena, I realized I might have made a mistake, but not really. I was tweaked on coffee, but I ended up having to park well over half a mile away from the arena. So I knew after the show it was going to be a good long walk, but it was all right. When I got up to the building, I just started yapping to the first person I ran into, and I didn't shut up all day. I met a lot of cool people that day. I think I did more fan interviews in Charlotte than any show so far. I kept a sharp eye out for my little buddy, Miss Gracie. I met Gracie and her mother in Atlanta the previous year, and I knew that they lived in North Carolina, so I was really hoping I'd run into them and get to see them again. Out of all the people I've met at Metallica shows over the years, Miss Gracie is my absolute favorite, and I'll tell you more about her down the line. I have another friend that I knew would be at that show. His name is Mike Haney. He's an old school friend of mine. We hadn't seen each other in 25 years. And I was super excited to get to see Mike again. He wasn't just a friend, he was a Metallica friend from way back in the day. So I shot him a text. I found out that he was almost there. I was also very excited that I was going to get to meet Mike's son Joshua. He was 15 years old that day. It was his birthday, and he was going to get to see Metallica for the first time on his birthday. I had also been with Mike the first time he saw Metallica, so that it kind of made it really special. When they finally got there and got parked and got in, we found each other really quickly. We had about 20 minutes to hang out. It was just so good to see my old friend Mike. Like I said, 25 years had passed, but you wouldn't have known a day had passed. It was just awesome. Here we were, a full lifetime down the road from the last time we had seen each other, and I got to meet his son. Really cool kid. He reminded me so much of Mike back in the day. They had seats, so I told him I'd do everything I could to get a birthday pic for him. I told him about the city pics and how they have a date on them. They didn't know anything about that, but I told him I'd do everything I could to get him one. They wanted to grab a shirt, so they did that. We arranged a meeting place for after the show. They headed to their seats, and I headed down to the floor. The show itself was a madhouse. There was an intensely wild crowd. Another cool thing that happened at that show before Metallica came on during Jim's set, my friend John and then Chris Clark, that was a friend of John's that I got to meet and interview before the show. They were chosen as contestants in one of Jim's games. Jim has these on-stage games where he has fans come up. He's got a various assortment of games, and Chris and John won the game, and the prize for winning was they got to go backstage with Jim. And it's not backstage like a meet and greet, but every night that Jim would have these games, whoever would win, he'd take them back, and you basically get to watch Metallica's, they have a little huddle before the show, and you get to greet them as they head through the tunnel heading for the stage. So that's one heck of a prize. It's really cool that Jim did that continuously over the course of the tour, and that night it was John and Chris, and I was really happy for them. Metallica's show itself was right in line with the rest of the shows. As I said, the crowd was intensely rowdy. There was a good-sized pit right to my left, so I had to kind of, those are fun to watch, but I'm a little too old to be jumping in, but I really enjoyed being close enough to watch the action. We had good song rotation from the previous show, and when I heard, we got to hear Fade to Black, and when I heard those opening notes, I just looked around the arena, full circle. And I wondered where Miss Gracie might be. I thought of her because that was one of our common links initially when we first met. She asked me what my favorite song was. Hers was the same song, Fade to Black. So again, I was hoping leaving the show I might get to see her, and which I didn't. But we shared our favorite song that night, if they were there. I wasn't certain that they were there, but I was pretty sure. So at the end of the show, when they were going around throwing their picks, this is where it got interesting. Kirk, he was right, 10 feet from me, and he sprinkled picks right over me. And I wasn't quite ready for what happened next. As soon as the picks started hitting us, this guy comes flying across, and he hits me in the chest. So I got knocked back, and there was another guy crawling on his hands and knees right behind me. So it was all about timing, wrong place at the wrong time. My feet went higher than my head, and I hit the floor. While I was down there, I looked over, and I saw some picks, so I started grabbing them. But I had trouble getting up. I have a pretty long history of lower back injury, and it was pretty rough getting up. When I got up, I was happy that I had my picks, but it kind of hit me instantly that this could be the end of my tour. That was the first time that the crowd around me got that crazy. I mean, everybody was hitting the floor, so I didn't look like too much like the old guy who couldn't hang. I mean, people were crawling all over the place. They wanted those picks. But like I said, I made it to my feet, but it was bad news. I headed up to meet Mike and Josh. I was very happy that I had a pick to give him on his birthday, but man, I was in some pain. I was barely moving, and as bad as that was, it was nothing compared to what was going on inside my head. I was all but certain the tour was over. Josh was incredibly happy to get the pick, which made it a little better, but I just felt sick to my stomach. Again, I thought the tour was over. So I went on, I found John. We headed back to the hotel. Heading back to the car, we had to walk right by Wally's hotel, and we looked through the glass, and there he was in the bar. So he came on out, and he walked to the car with us, and then it was quite a ways, so we dropped him off back at the hotel. Said our goodbyes, headed back to John's hotel. So the feeling I had when I woke up the next morning, the way my back felt in comparison to how it felt the night before, again, I know I've said it a couple times, at that point I was just certain the tour was over. Now the way the tour legs are set up, there's a show every other night, and then after the fourth show, you get an extra night. There's 2 full days between the fourth and the fifth show. So I thought, I might as well try this, see where it takes, take it day by day. And there was absolutely nothing that made me think in that moment that I was going to make it even through the end of the leg. But I decided to go ahead and head for Philadelphia and see what happened. So John and I said goodbye. He was done for just a little while. He had tickets to quite a few more shows on the tour. So he jumped in his car and he headed to Florida. I jumped in my car and I headed for Pennsylvania. So John, I just want to say thanks for letting me stay with you in your hotel. That was really cool. He wouldn't take a penny. I tried to pay him. He works in sales, so he travels all over the place, and he has a lot of rewards points. So he wasn't about to let me pay him. I tried. That was really cool, John. I owe you. To Josh and Stephanie and the rest of Creeping Carolinas, I want to say you guys put on one heck of a party. Thanks for your effort. That was a good time. To my friend Mike, I want to say, brother, it was so awesome to see you again. Let's not wait 25 years next time. Josh, it was great meeting you. To everyone else, I'd like to say, as always, thanks for watching. If you like what we have going on here, we'd appreciate it greatly if you'd consider subscribing to our channel. Give us a like, a dislike, whatever the case may be. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. If you find yourself in one of these videos, share it to social media. We're trying to grow the project. Next episode, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We'll see you there. Until then, rock on. Okay, so who are you and where are you from?
I'm Rob Travis. I'm from Saratoga Springs, New York.
Luke the Looter, Apex, North Carolina.
I'm Brett Milan, originally from Massachusetts, but I live in Georgia.
I'm Smitty, man. I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. I'm Dave.
I'm Dave.
This is Dave.
Double Dave.
From Boston.
Alrighty, yeah. I was gonna ask you to say it. You say it like a guy from Boston.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who are you and where are you from?
Gina from Tampa, Florida.
I'm John Bidwell. I'm from Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
John Burton from North Carolina.
Bobby Stork, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina.
So my name is Francisco Mendez and I'm from Colombia, Bogota.
I'm Ashley from Greenville, Tennessee.
Tim. Tennessee.
You guys married?
Yes.
All right, Metallica couples are cool.
I'm Stuart Colson. I come from Halifax, England.
Entonces, ¿quién eres y dónde vienes?
Okay, my name is Royner. I'm from Costa Rica.
Chris Clark, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
My name's Travis, and I'm from Christiansburg, Virginia. And I'm Trey, and I'm from Buena Vista, Virginia. Dominic.
Kara from Asheville, North Carolina.
How long have you been a Metallica fan?
Since the late 80s.
Have you seen them live before?
Yes.
How many times?
I'll be going on my 32nd show in Albany, New York.
Fuck, all my life. All my life.
Since 87.
87.
Sir.
You don't look that old.
I'm old, 43.
All right. Have you seen them live before?
Yes, sir.
How many times?
Tomorrow will be 56.
Oh, holy moly.
Since 84, 83, 84.
Have you seen them before? Live?
Yeah, this will be my 40-some odd show.
Right on. How long have you guys been Metallica fans?
Oh, man. I think I first heard Metallica in probably 87, 88. I was a young buck. Right? Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Probably 87, 88.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you seen them live before?
We have several times. Too many to count at this point.
10, 15.
You usually end up going together?
Yeah.
You guys known each other for a little while?
Long time. Yep.
That's
20 years. Lifelong friends. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Kindergarten.
Since 86.
Alrighty. Have you seen them live before?
Yes, first show 88, Hartford, Connecticut.
Since the 90s when I was in school.
How old are you?
36.
Okay.
I'm old enough I had to think about that.
Have you seen them live before?
Yeah, a couple times, yeah. What am I at, 19 now, I think?
Why do you keep coming back? Isn't the music that good? I mean, what's up with it?
The music's great. It's all about family, hang out with people from around the world, hang out, see each other in different cities, all come together for the same purpose, have a good time. Music brings us all together.
Pretty much since 1987.
Have you seen them live before?
Yeah, I went to Minneapolis, the first show on this tour, and I went to Atlanta and here in Charlotte, and I'll probably go to Raleigh.
Since I was a kid, I'm 38, so since I was probably like 10,
Alrighty. Have you seen them live before?
never.
Never. Uh-oh.
Never.
I think it's been already like almost 9 years since I listened to Metallica for my first time. And my first show was like 6 years ago.
Okay, you said first show. How many times have you seen them?
Tonight is gonna be my 6th show. And for
Okay.
the tour, I'm gonna go to 3 more.
Okay, why do you keep coming back? Is the music that good, or is there more to it?
It's just a passion, man. You know, whenever you love something, you just gotta keep doing it and doing it. And you can never get tired of Metallica. It's just the way that it is.
Since I was little.
I was about to say, yeah. I mean, hear him on the radio, super cool, you know.
How old are you guys, roughly?
30.
30? Okay, so yeah, since you were little.
Done a bunch of shows over my 30 years following the band. Number 68 today.
Wow, congrats on that. Why do you keep coming back? Is the music that good, or is there more to it than that?
It's been part of the family, I think. That's part of it. Meeting all at first, I think it was the music itself, but now it's the more extended thing. It's meeting the family before and after shows, and just taking in the whole ambience of everything. It's like being back 19 again at my first show. It's all,
Did you just tell me the first show and I missed it? What was your first show?
First show was Bradford in 1988, just over 30 years ago, 26th of September 1988.
Was that a festival or?
No, that was on the Justice Tour.
Okay, who opened up for him over in Europe?
That would have been Danzig back in 1988.
Okay, I got Queensryche at my show.
It's my first time to see Metallica in the United States. I saw Metallica in my country 2 times.
All right. So how long have you been a Metallica fan?
¿Cuánto llevas siendo un fan de Metallica? ¿Cuánto llevas?
I'm 32 years old, so
Ever since he can remember.
That's a good answer. That's a common answer. How long have you been a Metallica fan?
Introduced in 1989, a buddy of mine on a bus trip when we were playing baseball. We had a splitter headphones on the old Walkman, and he gave me a set of earbuds and got hooked on Justice. And next day, BMG bought like the Garage Days, the Ride and Master, and Kill 'Em All the next day.
Same thing happened to me on Puppets.
Puppets, there
Yeah.
you go.
Not trying to outdo you, but I like that. That's a good story. Do you still know your friend? Still in contact or anything?
Yeah, he's out in Colorado now.
Want to give him a shout out in case he ever sees it?
I will. Joe Colley, fellow first baseman on our Chester Trojan baseball team.
All righty. Now he's probably never going to see this, but if he does, you've given him a shout out. Have you seen him live before?
Oh, this is, I think, number 23.
Okay.
First show was back in '92 with Metal Church up in Chicago. And I can't remember exactly what day it was, but 2 days later they announced the Guns N' Roses Metallica show was coming to Indy in 3 weeks. Bought a ticket the next day. It was up in Indy in the upper bowels. I think, there's still music that's still echoing from that show because we're so far away from the stage. That was a hell of a show.
I was at that show. Did you get mad at Axl? He was kind of an asshole to the indie people.
I was way in the upper deck. At one point, we actually started kind of wandering down during Guns N' Roses because, it was a Tuesday or Wednesday, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. People started heading out.
Yeah.
So Axl wasn't too bad. I kind of knew what was expected.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know,
I got screwed on Axl at Rosemont Horizon show when he was playing 2 nights. The first night he played, the second night he canceled it. We were about to pull in the parking lot to the show, and he pulled the plug.
He did that a lot, didn't
Yes,
he?
he did.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing Metallica didn't act like him.
Oh, I know.
My whole life? Yeah, pretty much.
How old are you?
I'm 26. I'm 26.
26. You guys known each other a long time?
Yeah, I've known him since 9th grade. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Right on. Party brothers.
And I met him because I was wearing a Metallica shirt. No joke.
Hey, that's cool. This is what I'm looking for.
And then we found out that we both
Get out of
played.
here. Got a photo bomber. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You find out.
We both found out that we each played guitar, so we bonded as musicians. We write music to this day.
Okay.
Through Metallica. It's just awesome. Since I was probably about 18, so probably about 22 years.
I would say about 16 years.
All right. Have you seen them live before?
Yes.
Here.
Here. 9 years ago.
This is a hard question. For some, it's easy. Can you narrow it down to one favorite Metallica song?
One of my favorites is Eye of the Beholder.
Probably Ride the Lightning or anything from the Black Album.
Blackened. Not the first song I heard, but favorite song.
Believe in me.
All of them. I don't know. All of them.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Favorite song, Fixer, for sure. Yeah, I like the Neverland song.
No Leaf Clover.
Ooh, I've gotten that a couple times. I'm with you. Real close.
And I posted on their video of that they just posted on YouTube to play it here in Charlotte. So hopefully they will.
Let's hope they do. They played it in, Minnesota?
Yeah.
This last leg.
Yeah, they didn't
No,
play
this
it when
past time.
when I went, but they played it. Yeah, that's the video I saw on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. The Shortest Straw is so far my favorite song. Lyric-wise, riff-wise, drum-wise. I fucking love that song.
One would have to be my favorite.
There you go.
I was about to say it's a good one. Off the new album though, Spit
No,
Out the Bone is so cool.
Oh, which one?
Spit Out the Bone.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's almost like Damage Incorporated
Right.
intense.
Oh, my favourite's Sad But True, but that's just but I get a lot of ribbing for it because a lot of people, because it's so on the set list so often. I think people give me a lot of jip about it, but it's one of those. It's a bit more personal to myself. Like,
Can you narrow it down to a favorite song?
Tu canción favorita?
Let me see. My passion for Metallica begins with For Whom the Bell Tolls. When I listen this song for the first time, it's because my brother
Older?
was fan Metallica, so he has a LP.
Oh, the LP, the vinyl, vinyl record.
Right lining.
That's good
So
stuff.
I remember when I say to my brother, hey, put the song with the bells. So he put it the disc and
So that's your favorite?
jog around a score.
Oh yeah, he grabbed the broom and then he pretended he was playing guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Funny.
Shoot, my favorite song. I always love Lightning, Ride the Lightning.
Okay.
But I'd say Fade to Black, the live version. Kind of fell in love with that song. My senior year in high school, my JV baseball coach passed away about 2 weeks before we graduated. And I think that was the first time that those lyrics actually meant something. And so when I hear the Kirk Hammett solo at the end, and kind of how it kind of builds up to the extreme, and how they do it live, where instead of just fading out on the album, he has to bring it back down and kind of slow it back down. You get that emotion about how you kind of feel when someone kind of passed away, and then you kind of bring back self.
It's a hard question.
Why are you gonna do that to me?
That's why I'm doing it to you.
I mean, although if it's Metallica, so obviously it's a difficult question, but if you have to pick one absolute Metallica song, Master of Puppets, it's the greatest metal song ever written. I mean, I'd almost say that, yeah, but I'm leaning more towards Sanitarium at this point. I'm not even gonna lie, I love Master of Puppets, it's great, but I have a soft spot for Sanitarium.
I'd say probably Master of Puppets is probably my favorite song.
Sad but true.
Oh, nice. Same question pertaining to albums. Do you have a favorite album?
Probably Justice.
Probably the Black Album?
Yeah. Justice. That was the first album that really kind of took the fandom to the obsession kind of deal. So yeah, Justice.
One favorite album?
Yep.
Ride the Lightning. I don't know. You can't really name it down to one.
That's why I asked the question.
I mean,
Yep.
it's too hard. I mean, Puppets probably. Ride the Lightning probably.
Puppets?
I'm gonna say that. Phenomenal. They're all great.
Yeah.
You gotta maybe choose one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Master of Puppets.
Every time somebody says that, I interject and agree. That's the perfect album.
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, everything about that album.
Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, just totally took, in my opinion, took that band to where they are today. And I don't know if we'll ever get that again, but absolutely phenomenal album.
Black Album.
That is your...
Actually, Garage Days Revisited.
Oh.
I must say.
Ooh, yes.
Yep.
Master of Puppets.
I'd have to say Justice for All. Like I was telling you before, we had a conversation about this when I was in the Army, in basic training. I had a guy give me a taste of Justice for All. I'd never heard of Metallica. I grew up listening to punk, riding a skateboard, and so that was kind of new heavy metal for me. And he gave me that tape, and I listened to it endlessly for like 4 months. Every day, I would fall asleep listening to it. I'd flip it over. I think I stretched out, wore it out.
I like Justice for All.
And Justice for All. That's a good one. How about
favorite song is One.
I was going to say, favorite song, you know that one too.
Definitely, yeah. As well, I love And Justice for All for the same thing. The energy, the drums, the riffs, the lyrics. It's just perfect.
Probably Black Album.
That would have to agree.
Black Album probably, because it's probably more of those, but Hardwired's good too, and so's Master, but yeah.
¿Algún otro álbum favorito?
Ah, no. Todos. Pero digamos que el Riding Lightning sí tiene un significado muy importante porque fue con el que empecé.
So all of them, but Ride the Lightning has the most meaningful.
Red Lightning was my favorite album, but I think I want to say Master of Puppets is probably the best album they've done. But Ride the Lightning, just you can see the growth between Kill 'Em All in like less than a year to Ride the Lightning, and just see the growth of what they did. But Master of Puppets, holy crow, man.
Well, every time somebody says puppets or mentions puppets, I have to interject. That's to me the perfect album. Greatest album.
Orion is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my entire life. We actually used that as one of my wife and I's intro song when they introduced the wedding party. We started with Cliff solo, so it wasn't just full out metal at the beginning.
Wow.
We started with Cliff solo and moved on, and that was kind of what we used for that. We wanted a piece of Metallica in there, and I was like, I actually joked and told Hetfield last year on my meet and greet with him that we use Orion, and his exact words were, could you pick a fucking longer song?
What's your favorite album?
Oh, Master of Puppets, hands down. Master of Puppets, #1. Justice is a close second.
Yeah. Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets.
Do you have one person in your life that you credit with turning you on to the band initially?
Not really. I kind of just discovered them on my own.
My brother.
Your brother, older brother?
Yes, he's an older brother.
Is he going to be at the show tomorrow?
No, sir. He is in Massachusetts. He was at the shows last summer, and I haven't got to hang out with him in quite a while. But
I think it was my cousin, Adam Smith. He's a few years older than me. He used to see him in bands in St. Louis, man.
That's where I'm from.
Doing fucking clubs in St. Louis where fucking James and Kirk and fucking Cliff would just be fucking ripping it for a fucking $2 fucking cover charge.
Reflections. Have you heard him talk about the club Reflections?
Huh?
You're talking about Reflections. He was at that show.
Yeah, man.
Oh, your sister got you both at the same time. So it went from your sister to you, and then he turned you on to Metallica.
So my story is
different story.
Little bit different story. There was a kid in my neighborhood who was older than me who said, "You got to listen to this, man." And I said, "Okay." And it was so like out of my wheelhouse at that time. I was like, "What is this?" I go, "This is the heaviest stuff I've ever heard." He's like, "This is it. This is the new stuff. You got to listen to this." So I listened to it. Went home. He made me a copy of a cassette tape. We used to do that. We taped the sides so you could record over the old tape. And I brought it home and I put it in the old radio. And I'm like, "This is amazing." My mom goes, "What the fuck is this? What is this? You can't listen to this." And I'm like, "Nah, Mom, this is cool. This is new stuff." And ever since then.
And what was it, Justice?
No, it was Master.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was Master of Puppets, and I had never heard anything like it in my life, and I was hooked from then on, man.
Who turned you on to him in the first place?
Just hearing them. Mom and Dad didn't want me to listen to them when I was little.
I know the feeling.
I was about to say, it's one of those things where parents were like, you don't need to listen to that, but you got to rebel. You got to have fun.
Exactly. Do you have a favorite band member? Past or present?
I'd say James.
Kurt. Yep. I dig guitars, and he gets a lot of shit for his wah pedal and all this other stuff. I dig Kurt.
Favorite band member, past or present?
I mean, for me, I would say Cliff, but I never saw Cliff live. I didn't have that fortune, so I would say Cliff if I could see him today. My favorite band member today, I'd say James. Yeah, I love James, man.
All of them, but it would have to be James. And Lars, he rocks on the drums.
What about Cliff?
Yeah, Cliff Burton?
Yeah.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Just about
and
done.
I miss Jason Newsted too. I miss him.
Jason was cool.
Yeah.
Robert's cool.
He's cool too.
They've all been cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's rough. It's like name your favorite kid.
Right.
I'd have to say James just because I like playing guitar and he does write the lyrics. So even though it's not really a competition like that, but I mean, if I had to pick, yeah.
I like them all.
James?
Yeah.
I don't have a preference. All of them are super cool.
Probably be James, because he's sort of, when I sort of feel I've got more of an affinity towards, I was quite a shy guy, much the same way that James was, and now through Metallica I've sort of become more outgoing and gregarious. A bit like, it's almost like when James is on stage, it's like two different people. He just like turns on and it's like a complete,
yeah,
like a flick of the switch, and his sort of personality then comes out more.
¿Algún miembro de la banda que sea tu favorito?
Oh, sin duda alguna, Lars.
He's your favorite?
It's an inspiration for me. Es un sueño conocerlo, aunque está difícil.
It's kind of like a dream for him to meet Lars.
Okay.
Let's say James Hetfield, lead singer.
I'd say Lars.
What do you think about Brewer? The whole Brewer opening up for Metallica. What do you think about that?
I like it. I've seen Brewer before, and he's a fun guy. He's a true fan, and he likes hanging out with the fans too.
Jim Brewer?
Yeah, the comedian.
He's a good friend of mine. The Goat Man?
Yeah,
he's
Goat
a good
Boy.
Friend of mine. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine.
Well, he's going to see this.
I love him.
All right. No, he's going to be at the show tomorrow, opening up for him. But no, I don't think he's here. No, he's opening up for him.
I would love to see him again. I love Jim, and I love Jim's family.
All righty.
Excuse me.
Who turned you on?
It gets me emotional.
Oh no, it's
but
all
Jim's
good.
a family man, and Jim's at SNL Saturday Night Live, and we love him.
And he's a hardcore Metallica fan.
Yeah, and Jim is fucking awesome.
I think it's cool. I dug him at the Fillmore shows. I thought it was awesome. He had a really kick-ass impersonation of Hetfield, and then Lars. So I think it's gonna be cool. I'm excited for it. Not a huge fan of sitting through a band that I don't want to hear, just to hear my all-time favorite band come on the stage.
Gotcha.
That kind of sucks. So I'm excited for Brewer.
So where you guys are from, you probably know a lot more about this guy than a lot of us do. What do you think about Brewer opening up for?
Love Jim. Jim's a great guy. We said tonight we'd love to. I'd love to be able to meet him.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh,
Lars
listened to that the other day.
Are you on the floor tomorrow?
We are. Yeah.
You'll probably meet him. He runs around and does interact. You know how he is.
Yeah, I'd love to meet Jim. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a great guy.
All right, so you don't have a problem with that?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
Good job.
Undecided. A lot of us are undecided. We'll see how it goes. It's different. It's different.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's like a regular one of us. He's a Metallica fan. Great to hang out with. A really funny guy. We went seen the show in Pittsburgh, and great set. And great guy to hang out with, and really enjoy him being on the tour with us.
How about Joe?
Yeah,
good chemistry there.
Joe, same thing. Yeah, he's a great guy to hang out with. Just a regular one of us. So.
Well, I can't remember the name of the band that opened in Atlanta and Minneapolis. They were from Europe. They were awesome. You'd never know they were from Europe. The way the guys sung, and the music they were playing, it's killing me. I can't remember the name. You probably know.
Atlanta, this last tour?
Yeah.
Volbeat.
Yeah, Volbeat. Yeah. They were awesome. I wish they were playing again, but I don't know why. It should be a metal band opening for Metallica.
Okay. Are you open-minded at all about it? You can give Jim a chance?
I'll give him a chance, but you're here to rock, not listen to the comedy.
So I never seen him live before. I think I've seen like a couple of videos maybe. I think he's pretty funny, so it'll be interesting to see him tonight.
I've never seen him before, but I don't know. A little mixed, I guess.
I think to get the crowd pumped up, though, I feel like having a band come on before kind of gets you in that mood of, let's rock and have fun. So a comedian, I feel like, get some laughs and pass the time, but it's not like a cool rock concert kind of feel,
I've seen him a couple times. I saw him back in 2012 on the first Orion.
Okay, so you've been here and done that.
I've seen them and heard them. I think it'd be cool. It's a little bit different. I saw, the only other comedian I saw open up for a show like this kind of thing was back in '93. Bobcat Goldthwait was opening up for Nirvana.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, no one's mentioned that. No one's, I figured I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, it was interesting. And I just remember Bobcat saying one joke that didn't go over too well. His whole thing was, I can stay here all night. You're not going to see your fucking precious Nirvana.
Wow. The comedian? That's the opening act? You knew that, right?
Is it really? No, I had no clue.
Okay, so
that's kind of cool.
So you have a comedian. Oh, I mean, he's a big Metallica fan, but he's doing a rock comedy production.
Okay.
So now that you hear that, what do you think about that?
It's pretty neat. Yeah,
Okay.
It's different. It's interesting to see how someone can open a Metallica show with comedy. I've never really heard of that. So
I'll let you be the judge, but my bet's you're going to like it.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be interesting.
I haven't read anything about it, so I'm just like expecting the unexpected. I really don't know what to think about it. I haven't read anything about it, so I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens.
But you're open-minded about it.
Oh yeah, sure.
Right on.
Yeah,
sure.
If the band members themselves see this video, do you have a message for them? You got anything you want to say to them?
I want to say thanks for all the years of great music and introducing me to all these great friends I've made over the years.
And Metallica, rock on. And we're still here for you. Charlotte, North Carolina, rock on.
I just thank you. I mean, they've been with me through all the crap, cliche, but I've been a Metallica fan longer than I've been anything else, I don't know what else to be other than a Metallica fan, so I'm a Metallica fan.
Oh no, man! Just keep rocking. Try to do what you can do, and you're doing it because you're happy doing it. You're not doing it because of the money. You're happy because you're doing. You got to do what you got to do, man. Everybody is sent on this earth to do one thing, man. Metallica, man, they don't need to do it for the money, man. Neither one of those members ever have to do anything for the money anymore, man. They know that shit, man. But they do it because they dig it, man. They dig the juice. They dig the job. They dig it, man. They dig the energy coming off the fucking fans going back to them. They dig it just as fucking much as we do, if not more. And they live it. They can't get away from it. They love it. They can't lose it, man. No matter what's going on in their life, they'll always love it. They'll always come back to it. No matter what happens, man, they'll always love it. They love it more than we do, man. I'm telling you, man, they are as addicted as you are, man. They love it, man. This is what they're all about. This is their fucking life, man. They love it just as much as we do, man.
Phenomenal job.
I would say
getting up there in age, but keep doing what you do. We love it. I would hear interviewing us, and all these guys are here. Party. Phenomenal. Keep it going as long as you can.
Yeah, I would say I'm 41. I've been listening to these guys since, like I said, the first time maybe 87, 88, and I listen to them every day. Really, I mean, there's not a day that goes by that I don't, in my truck on the way to work, whatever I do. They're my go-to band, and I don't know, I love them.
All right.
And I appreciate everything they've done.
If the band members themselves end up seeing this, do you have a message for them?
They rock. They're awesome. Keep it going. Inspiration to all of us. It's cool.
Oh man, I've heard you ask this question. I never really thought about the answer to that one. Oh no, just thank you for everything you do. I appreciate it.
Keep going. Don't stop. Just keep rocking on, man. Rock on.
I do have a message for James Hetfield. So James, I don't know if you remember, but for the Metallica show in Bogota, Colombia, for the By Request tour, you invited me to be on stage with you and introduce Sad But True. So I just gotta say to you and to everybody in the band, thank you so much for giving me that opportunity. It was really like fulfilling a dream for me, and I just gotta say thank you. Thank you for everything.
You guys fucking roll.
Rock on.
Yeah.
And you're going to get to tell them that in person. Both of you, or just you?
It's just one ticket.
Oh man.
It sucks that we have to split up, but
Hey,
awesome.
it's
He's getting his stuff signed, so that's a compromise.
there you go.
That's weird. Let's just keep on doing what they're doing. It's working, and thank you for everything that's been.
Si la banda llega a ver este video, ¿tienes algún mensaje para ellos?
Thank you for changing my life.
That's a perfect answer.
La mayor inspiración de la puta vida.
It's the biggest inspiration of the fucking life, man.
Just keep on playing, man. Play till you're 85 if you can. I know it's going to be tough. You can't, it's not going to be like the Rolling Stones because it's a different genre. Man, I want to see you every year if I can, and I won't miss a show if you come in the area.
My message to Metallica is I love your music more than you could ever know. It's inspired me to be a better musician, a better guitar player, and all around a better quality of life.
Ditto. I probably couldn't have said it better myself.
Did you say ditto?
Yeah,
Right
I
on.
said it better myself, man. No, James is my hero. Seriously, like he's the reason I play guitar today. It's insane, man.
Alrighty. If the band members themselves should see this project, this video, do you have a message for them? Got anything to say to them?
Keep rocking.
Yeah, just keep
Don't
doing
stop.
what you're doing, and yeah, we love your music. Bottom line.
It didn't feel complete till that last hit. Thank you. All right. You guys like that song? Hey, don't lie to me. Do you like that song? No, James, we love that song. We love it. That's right. Excellent. Okay.